Now on BBC Two, Dick Dickenborough gives us a fascinating look into the world of the Insecticons. Here we see the humble Insecticons in the natural habitat, the reviewing table of a disgusting, anxiety-ridden, overweight human male. Now in his 40s, the human's blood pressure is so high, if you pricked him with a pin, he would explode like a balloon. The docile Insecticons tolerate his arrival and await the comforting touch of the human's sweaty, grubby, misshapen hands that will soon allow them to metamorphose into their adult robot forms. The circle of life now complete, I can't help but feel absolutely sickened to my core and ashamed at what I have just viewed. I need now to retire to a hot bath and the loving embrace of a strapping young man. God willing, I shall soon forget this awful scene of depravity I have just witnessed.
Creepy creature man, a creepy creature man, a creepy creature man are nice.
So, the Insecticons are amazing wee fellas, eh? Introduced at the arse end of the first season of Generation 1, these wee fellas were a trio of insatiably pesky critters. Apparently escaping from the Nemesis in an escape pod before it crash landed, the Insecticons adapted to life on Earth while the other bots took their 4 million year nap. Assuming the form of insects, the Insecticons managed to figure out the workings of a digestive system and gained energy by eating everything they came across. I wonder if they have to poop. What goes in must come out after all. Collectively, the Insecticons also found a method of cloning themselves so they could attack in a big swarm, going from town to town, just eating and shiting till there was nothing left, like a mechanical swarm of Greg Wallace's from MasterChef. We all know how much he loves eating and shiting. Famous for it, he is. Imagine a swarm of him. Terrible thought. My favourite scene featuring the Insecticons came from the 86 movie. Kickback and Shrapnel were seen having a great old time, munching on the entrance of Autobot City, essentially minding their own business while the battle between the Autobots and Decepticons raged on behind them. Then a couple of arseholes named Hot Rod and Cup came careering along the road and just ruined the Insecticons' lovely meal. Firstly, Hot Rod did a hit and run on Kickback, knocking our poor wee fella off a bridge. Then that nasty old bastard Cup used Kickback's head as a ramp as he was trying to climb back to safety. Both the Autobot thugs also hit poor old Shrapnel as he stood in the entrance to Autobot City. Both these boy racers paid no mind to our poor innocent Insecticon chums. Absolutely shocking scenes. Then, to make matters worse, our battered and broken boys were chucked out of Astrotrain on their way home to Cybertron and encountered Unicron, who turned them both into sweeps. Truly a terrible fate for our pair of Insecticon friends. As all the sweeps were identical, we just can't tell if we witnessed the death of Kickback or Shrapnel over the subsequent episodes of the G1 cartoon. What a shame. I hope Hot Rod and Cup are happy with what they've done. At least Bombshell got to become Cyclonus, eh? If you're not a Transformers nerd, that'll mean nothing to you. But somewhere, someone will now be severely triggered. Anyway, shall we have a look at some toys? Here we have Legacy Kickback and Legacy Evolution Shrapnel. They look pretty amazing, eh? Kickback was always my favourite of the original Insecticon trio. Of the G1 Insecticons, I only had Kickback's toy when I was a tiny wee fella. The toy was one of my most loved, so Legacy Kickback has given me a nice, comforting, pant-tightening nostalgia boner. Legacy Kickback is an idealised version of how you remember the old one. Everything here is just spot on. Look at this head sculpt. He's rocking this wee metal bonnet, has a lovely cherry red visor, and a set of very kissable lips. His wee ear antennas look like he's wearing a set of novelty headphones, like a Twitch streamer. I love this wee purple and silver Tommy gun that he comes with. It gives Kickback a strong mafia goon vibe. The colours in Kickback remind me of mid-90s Undertaker with his purple and black combo. It looks like his wee PP yellow tit door should be able to open as there's a wee hinge here, but no, that is not moving. Anyway, There's a lovely wee Decepticon badge above it. My favourite part of Kickback's robot mode is his wings. There's some great sculpted detail on the clear plastic. They're also nice and tight and hold their position well. Great stuff, even though they're representing horrific, disgusting locust wings. Seriously, if one of those things was in a room with me, I'd scream like Ned Flanders seeing purple drapes.
All my life I've wanted purple drapes!
Speaking of locusts, Kickback transforms into one. Well, kind of. He's really just having a wee lie down, isn't he? Don't get me wrong, it's pretty much exactly what the G1 cartoon model looked like. So, well done, I guess. I like to turn the front legs round like this. I think it looks better than the recommended way of leaving them unrotated. It makes you feel like you've done something other than lie Kickback down and cover his robot face. You can add on his accessories to make it look a bit less like Kickback is kicking back and having a nap. His two purple swords can be combined and shoved up his butthole to create a thorax. It kind of works, but it's a bit too skinny. You all know how much I like thick asses. Overall, Kickback's alt mode is fine. If you don't like it, I guess you need to go back in time to the early 80s and shout at the Japanese fella that made the original Diaclone toy. Best of luck with that. Moving on, Shrapnel is looking great in robot mode. I'm really into these pincer, shoulder, sticky up things. They really give our boy a unique silhouette and remind me of Galactus's mad hat. Shrapnel is rocking a basic wee head sculpt that overall has the sleek shape of a suppository. The colours on our boy mirror Kickback's mid-90s Undertaker design, but also adds in a bit of grey, like early 90s Undertaker, and a tiny patch of blue, presumably because it's Shrapnel's favourite colour. Like Kickback, Shrapnel also has a PP coloured tit door, which again doesn't open. It looks nice though. Shrapnel comes with a few accessories that are all meant to peg together to form one big gun. That's the Legacy Evolution gimmick after all, isn't it? It's shite though. The thing can't even really hold itself together and looks as stupid as you would expect duct taping three guns together. Best just leave them as separate pieces and plug them into one of Shrapnel's numerous accommodating holes. Shrapnel transforms into this thing. I think it's meant to be a stag beetle, but it really just looks like a slab with bits hanging off it. Again, if you don't like it, it's what he's supposed to look like. You'll need to go back in time to the 80s with the guy who was upset about Kickback's alt mode and shout at the poor Japanese fella who designed the original toy for the Diaclone line. Again, good luck with that. I don't hate Shrapnel's alt mode by any means. It brings me some nice, warm and fuzzy nostalgia for the G1 cartoon. I could understand someone who's not seen the G1 cartoon being quite confused by this. They probably would think you were trying to have them on, telling them that this was meant to be a stag beetle. The two of you would probably end up fighting and rolling about on the floor, but just maybe your eyes meet. You spend a long moment lost in each other's eyes. You'll realise you shouldn't be fighting. Embrace each other, kiss passionately, and live a long, happy life together. That's why this alt mode is just A-OK with me. So should you get Kickback and Shrapnel? Yeah, I love the wee fellas, and I can't wait to get Bombshell when he's finally released. I'm actually quite glad their alt modes don't really resemble real-life insects, as I bloody hate the wee creepy crawly bastards. This is about as close as I'd want to get to a real-life locust or a stag beetle. I'm actually rather terrified of insects, you know? Oh, wait a minute, there's something crawling up my leg. Ah! Anyway, you guys have a great night. Catch you later.